Sherri Shepherd.
I know I'm late again to get to my chair, but the women in the front, they wanted a big hug. So I had to give a hug. But the problem is when I start hugging, then everybody in the middle, I'm like, can't hug it, gotta go. But it's, I love hugs, because it's like you transfer that energy on, and it gives me so much joy. So thank you. Thank you for the hugs. Whew, okay, I had to run, I had to catch my breath. Hey, family! Hey, fam! Oh, my goodness. We got such a great show for you today because my girlfriend, we've been so close for so many years, host of The Talk, Sheryl Underwood is here. Look at this girl. Look at this girl. She is like, oh, she going to the bathroom. I love Sheryl so doggone much. We've known each other. She's from Chicago as well. And we've known each other for over 2 decades, Sheryl and I, doing stand-up. When I tell you, when I first met Sheryl, like, she didn't have anything. And I remember when she first did her Def Jam appearance. Remember when she was on Def Comedy Jam? And Sheryl, I used to watch her because she did not play on stage. She got on stage, and this is, I know the Sheryl before Sheryl got saved. Like, before Sheryl got saved, you knew, and you know not to mess with Sheryl now. Now, Sheryl, you know not to mess with her, and she's saved. But before, she did not play. And I remember when she first did Def Jam, she had a whole premiere party at her apartment. It was like a little 1-bedroom apartment, and she had, it was like a security gate. She had a house shoe stuck in the gate so people could get in. And so, like, literally, she had no money, so the only thing that we had to eat at her apartment, it was a whole bunch of comics, was a bowl of Doritos. That was it. In Sheryl's apartment, because she was struggling too as a comic, and being there in that moment and seeing her where she is now, I could not be more proud of my friend. Oh, my goodness. Oh. She just makes you so happy. And author and professor Justin Brooks is here for his new book. You might go to prison, even though you're innocent. So, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Justin Brooks, if you saw the movie that I did with Aldous Hodge, it's called The Brian Banks Story. And the person who played Justin Brooks was Greg Kinnear. And he's founded the California Innocence Project. So I'm so glad he's here to talk about his new book. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Sherri. And I have to tell you, just like you, I'm so excited about Sheryl Underwood being here. Sheryl Underwood and I joined the Tom Joyner Morning Show on the exact same day.
You did?
Yeah, so we worked there at the same time. I love on the Def Jam special, Chris Rock said there are 2 people in comedy you don't want to follow, Bernie Mac and Sheryl Underwood.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, and then in January, Sheryl invited me over to the set of The Talk, and she told me she was coming to New York. The whole Talk crew is in New York this week, and I said, you have to come and do Sherri. So I love when somebody's a woman of their word, so she's here today. Yeah.
That is, I did want to say that. I'll tell it. Sheryl Underwood, there's a lot of comics. Even the men know you cannot follow Sheryl Underwood. I did, like when Sheryl gets on stage, it's so many people, it's like this. People are laughing so hard. So yeah, I just can't wait to talk to her. Oh my gosh. And I want to say good morning, Marco. I was watching you. I love the outfit that you're wearing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You look...
Happy Holy, Sherri.
when you said happy.
It's the beginning of Holi, an Indian holiday. It's the celebration of spring and colors and good versus evil. It starts today, so I'm half Indian, so I'm in my Indian attire today, just celebrating.
You look good. So I want to know, it's happy
Holi.
Happy Holi.
Happy Holi.
Can you pop your pecs on Happy Holi?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. I like Marco when he pops his pecs. I do. Today is also International Women's Day. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I would like to shout out all of the women at home and those in my studio audience today. And the woman who has recorded the soundtrack to many of our lives was here yesterday, the queen of hip-hop soul, Mary J. Blige. Mary. And I'm telling you, I love Mary J. Blige so much because I bought the 411 and I told her this when it first came out and I wouldn't stop playing it. That's when it was on cassette. And I put it, and I wouldn't stop playing the 411. And I just had a fangirl moment with her because I always do the Mary dance when I talk about Mary J. Blige. And I was so nervous because I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do it for Mary and see how she likes it. And I did it. I did it for her. And I was... I was like, I don't care what, if we go to commercial, I don't care. I need to get Mary's approval. And Mary, and I could see it in her eyes as I was doing it. And she said, you did okay. You did okay. That's all I needed. And she was also here. She was here promoting her show, The Wine Down with Mary J. Blige, and she has her Sun Goddess Wine. But she also promoted her new children's book, Mary Can. And we were so excited. And then, John, you did not realize that your cousin helped Mary with the children's book.
Yeah, my cousin Ashley Corinne, her name is there on the book. In the commercial break, I went up to Mary, I said, my cousin did the illustrations for the book. And that's Ashley with my mom. That's my mom, Gloria.
Oh.
Yeah.
Put that back up.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see y'all all got the same sound. That's your mama right there with the yellow looking fly.
Ashley's mom, Sherri, my cousin as well, she gets her artistry from her. So Ashley is a really talented artist, and I'm so excited about her working on this with Mary.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
This is all the talent running through the Murray family.
And we all from this little small town called Warrenton, Virginia. Warrenton done put out some good talent, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations. I don't know if y'all can see this. I wanted to get this out of the way. I don't want people to think somebody hit me. I went and, because my back was hurting when I was at the gym after I left Harlem Hospital, and I went to an acupuncturist, and she asked me, she said, have you ever been cupped? And so she was doing cupping on me, so it's all over my arm. You know what they put, you see and so they light fire on glass and then they put it on your skin and it pulls at the muscles to loosen your muscles. So I forgot and I got all of these little like bruises all over my body where I've been cupped. So I don't want people to think Sherri got beat up by somebody on the daggone. That way in case you see Norman. No, it wasn't Norman. They hugged me. A lot of people hug me too tight. But no, it was just because I got cupped. So I said, let me get that out the way before it's on TMZ. Somebody done beat me up. And now it is time for the stories that are flooding the feeds, y'all. So, Halle Berry has marked another milestone in her career. I love her so much. Halle is playing the Little Mermaid in the live-action Disney movie. So excited. And now she's a doll. Take a look.
This is the new Little Mermaid doll. I am literally choking up because this means so much to me, and to have one that looks like me, that's my favorite Disney character, is very surreal. And look, she even has my mole. See?
And I apologize. I kept saying Hallie, it's Haley, Haley. I love this for Haley and her sister Chloe. You know, it's so funny because I've watched Haley and Chloe when they used to do YouTube videos and they would sing all the time. They couldn't be more different. I would have always post them. And now look at them now. I love them both because they went from making these YouTube videos to singing, you know, Beyonce discovered them and now they both have these successful careers. And now Haley, you are the Little Mermaid. I just remember when I grew up, we didn't have that many black dolls, and especially like those little dolls like that. So that's got to be very, very special for her. So I'm excited because the Little Mermaid doll is going to hit the stores this spring, and the Little Mermaid is in theaters May 26th. I'm taking all my nieces to see.
Sherri, in about a month, she'll be here promoting the Little Mermaid as well.
Haley will be here. Haley will be here. All right, y'all, hide your aunties because Lionel Richie just announced he's going on tour this summer with Earth, Wind, and Fire. So Lionel Richie said, well, my friends, the time has come for a tour. Raise the roof, we gonna have some fun. So Lionel says he's been trying to do this tour for years, and this is called Sing a Song All Night Long Tour. That's what he said. So I'm getting all my aunties a ticket to this show because I know it's going to be fun. And this show, I think it's going to smell like White Diamonds perfume, Aquanet hairspray, and peppermints. Peppermints. I know Lionel, Earth, Wind, and Fire, they are all going to show out. They're going to, and I just hope they sing all of the classics. I don't want to hear nothing new. I just want to hear all the classics all night long. Let's groove tonight. September, Sambolite sete boya. Jumbo jumbo. I don't even know the words, but I want to hear that. So many concerts. Then they got so many concerts this summer. It's Beyonce, and it's Janet, and who else? Madonna. Yeah, they're not doing it all together. It's all separate, but everybody's doing this tour. So it kicks off August 4th in St. Paul, Minnesota, and that is flooding the feeds. Okay, now y'all, rapper Ice Spice does not let her purse out of her sight. Anytime Ice Spice is pictured, she is wearing her purse. Here she is when she was walking the red carpet for Spotify. She had her purse. Another time on the red carpet for the Hip Hop Awards, she had her purse. And here she is before she lit the stage at Rolling Out Loud. She had her purse. Ice Spice even carried her purse when she met to go to Kim K's house around North and her friends. Look at carrying her purse on the doggone. When I tell you, Ice Spice is doing a TikTok dance, and she didn't want to let that purse go. She did not. And this is what I said to Ice Spice. Girl, you at Kim Kardashian's house. If you put that purse down, Ice Spice, you probably gonna end up richer than when you came. I'm telling you, as rich as Kardashian is, North, Chicago, and South are probably gonna drop a roll of money in the bag that they done got from Kanye. Ice Spice, you know, she's so young, but she carrying her purse everywhere. That's old school when you carry your purse. That's an old school thing when you don't want to put your purse down anywhere. You don't trust anybody around you. You know who was like that? Aretha Franklin, the late Queen of Soul, was the same way. Aretha Franklin would always walk the red carpets. She's on the red carpet. She performed on stage with her purse. And y'all remember when she met late President Barack Obama? And look, when she with Barack, she holding her purse with two hands. You with the President of the United States. But you know, Aretha auntie, I can imagine her saying, you know them presidents be stealing. And I will never forget when Aretha Franklin came to The View, she put her purse right down there on the floor. And I remember looking at Elizabeth Hasselbeck. I was like, what the hell? She got a purse on the floor. So I tried to move her bag out the way. Aretha looked at me the way your mama look at you when you acted up in church. She had her lips tight. She said, don't touch my bag. So it's so funny because somebody else who carries their purse, Sheryl Underwood carries her purse everywhere. When she's on stage, Sheryl performs with that purse. She has her bag, so I'm gonna ask her why does she take that bag everywhere? Oh, it's gonna be fun when I talk to her. So So I have to mention, I had talked about this before, one of my besties, Kim Whitley, who is also my co-funny mama podcaster. She's having a comedy show on Friday, March 10th. She's gonna be at the Grandale Theater in St. Louis, Missouri. So if you know somebody in St. Louis, and it's Kim Whitley and friends, and she's having a special guest, I'm gonna be in St. Louis with Kim Whitley. Kim don't know that I'm coming. I was gonna surprise her, so I don't know. I hope she ain't watching the show today, because I'm surprising her. But Kim and I are gonna be bringing all the funny to St. Louis at the Grandale Theater, so get your tickets immediately because it's selling out. You can go to thesherryshowtv.com to get your tickets. And y'all don't go anywhere, because up next, comedian and host of The Talk, Sheryl Underwood is here. First guest for a long time, as long as I can remember, and I remember performing in comedy clubs where nobody knew our names. Now, all these years later, we both have talk shows on national television. Give it up for my friend, the host of The Talk, Sheryl Underwood!
She told about coming to my little bitty apartment. You were right. And I had the little house slipper in the gate, right?
That's right.
And we had nothing to eat but Doritos.
Doritos.
Remember Chris Tucker came?
Chris Tucker, he was
and
there.
I think he brought his father.
Oh, did he bring his
father?
Yeah,
I was trying to holler at his father. I was like, hello. Hello, Chris Tucker. I'll make a good stepmama. And remember, we had nothing to drink.
There was no...
And y'all looked in the cabinet, and these Negroes was drinking out of my Tom and Jerry jelly glasses.
We sure were. And then the whole time we was like, Sheryl ain't got nothing to eat. We were so hungry.
Oh, I was broke.
You was broke.
I was broke, but I was still carrying my purse. I was broke as a stomach.
I have got to ask you, why do you carry your purse on stage?
You remember I said this on The View when y'all had me. I carry my purse on stage because white folks steal. Any race of people that'll take land from the Indians will take $2 or $3 out your purse. Watch out. Look at the white people. Yep, she know us. Yep. Now that's Marco.
That's Marco. That's Marco with the lavender hat.
And the happy holy day. I know about the Indian peoples. Okay, I know about that. But yes, and I am saved, so happy holy day. Praises. When I talk about Jesus.
Sit your butt down. Oh my God. Sit your butt down. This girl right here. I don't know if you, what was
I got some Pompeii Imperial olive oil and baby oil for later.
That's for Marco.
Yes.
That Marco popping the packs. He happy.
Yes.
I have to say, and one thing I want to tell you about Sheryl, she's so generous to the other comics. You did a gig and you took me and you took Retha Jones on the gig with you. We had no money.
No money.
And so Sheryl Underwood took us and paid us each like $400. And it was so because we were broke. But this is what I remember, the promoter, because sometimes promoters are shady, they told Sheryl that they were going to give her a check. And you told the promoter, you said, I want my stuff in cash.
In cash.
And Sheryl said, I'm going to go to my car and I'm going to get a piece. And if y'all don't give me my money, I'm going to have my piece. Now, mind you, we flew there. Sheryl didn't have a car. She was lying. But your demeanor, they gave her everything in cash. And then you gave Retha and I an extra $100.
Sure did.
And we so appreciated that.
And remember, Sherri, when they were paying me, I was counting the money old school like that. All right. And I was feeling the money to see if it was counterfeit and everything and looking at it. But also on that show, we were taking pictures.
Yes.
And I split the money equally.
You did.
With you all.
Because we helped her. I photographed the fans with Sheryl because they didn't know who we were.
Right.
And you paid us to do that.
And then I told y'all gonna get in some of these pictures.
Yes.
Because it's a sisterhood.
That's
It
right.
is a bond.
That's
and
right.
it's a brotherhood too. But it's for
Absolutely.
us to help each other. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here.
Oh, girl. Thank you so
We'll
much.
tell that story.
You know, because it's funny because we both look up to Whoopi Goldberg.
Absolutely.
So I had to put you up in the Whoopi room.
Yes.
Did you like the green room?
Yes,
the
I
Whoopi-
loved it.
Yeah, because you love Whoopi.
Yeah, love Whoopi to death. And you tell, do you want me to tell that story?
You can tell the story. You tell it better.
Okay, so I'm performing at Caroline's.
Yes.
I hear that Reba McEntire is coming to The View.
That's right.
You're already my friend.
Yeah.
So I go, can y'all get me some tickets to go to The View? Because I want to see Reba McEntire. So Reba McEntire walks out, Reba McEntire, go to The View! You lean over to Joy Behar
I did.
and you say, Sheryl Underwood is in the audience. Put her in your comedy corner.
That's right.
And I did 2 political sets.
On The View.
On The View.
That's right.
And Whoopi pulls me into where y'all dressed.
Yeah.
And told me, that is how you do a political set.
Ah!
Because everybody knew me from adult comedy.
Yeah.
They didn't know that I could do political
You're
humor.
very politically savvy.
Absolutely. And I think that's how I got to where I got to. But you've always prayed for me.
Absolutely.
You remember the set of Beauty Shop.
We were on the set of Beauty Shop. We both were in Beauty Shop, if you remember. And Sheryl, you were in Beauty Shop.
Monkey bread.
Monkey bread. Monkey bread.
Monkey bread.
We were on Beauty Shop, and I remember you were down that day.
Sure was.
You were thinking about quitting acting.
That's right.
And I prayed with you because I knew that God saw something in you that you may not have seen yourself. And look at you now. Look at you now.
You prayed me out of it.
Sometimes you gotta pray your friends out of it.
That's right.
You gotta pray your friends out of it.
That's right.
And and wow, and I'm seeing something of you that I've never seen. You look absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look at that.
We celebrated with you. You've lost almost 100 pounds.
Over 100.
Over 100
Over
pounds.
100.
And I remember we looked at you and we even celebrated with you here.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, how do you feel on this journey now of health?
Well, I thank God for having doctors, especially a black doctor, a Morehouse man.
Ooh.
That helped me understand the weight management journey because they want to talk to you about it as if it is willpower. Sometimes you need medical assistance. I'm not doing this for fashion. I was diabetic, hypertensive. I could have liver, kidney disease, amputations.
Yeah.
But my doctors, plural, came together. And Dr. Zori Morrell said, I got something that will help you. And praise God, lab work is really, really good. And I want to tell the world. So I will be doing a health and wellness, mind, body, and spirit comedy discussion tour.
Oh, I want to do it with you.
You want to do it with me?
I want to do it with you. But I want to say this. Uncross your legs. This is the best thing. Sheryl said after she lost the weight, you can do what?
Cross these legs.
That's a good feeling, boy.
Ain't it? Yeah,
See, mine was when you could see collarbones.
You better know it.
I said, oh, I got collarbones.
That's right, clavicles.
The clavicles.
Clavicles, when you can do this. Yes.
Girl, it's so funny. I was so excited when you got on the talk, and I remember, and that's another thing we talk about sisterhood. I told you everything that I made, my salary, everything you should ask for to get on the talk, because I wanted you to be at that same place as well.
Right.
And watching you now, 12 years later on the talk, 12 years later.
Yes.
And out of the group that you started with, Sheryl, you are the only one left.
That's right. And remember, I called you about that and I said, how do you do this every day? And you said, think about your sister. Because you knew I take care of my
take care of your
sister.
sister.
She's disabled. You said, think about your sister and know that you've got to work to make this money to take care of your sister.
12 years later.
12 years later.
My goodness. Okay, we could be reminiscing forever. But up next, because you're not going anywhere,
Yes.
Sheryl is sticking around, and we're going to break down Chris Rock's new stand-up special and more. Don't miss it. because there's a lot of AKAs and deltas here, but you
Yeah.
are a Zeta.
Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. And I see a lot of Greek brothers and sisters, Kappas in house, but my sorors in house. Matter of fact, your sister
My
is
sister
a
Jessica.
member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, a finer woman in Florida in the southeastern region.
There you go. From the former president of
Yes,
Zeta Phi
that's
Beta.
right. 23rd International President of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority.
There you go, girl. So now we're coming into,
Okay.
I'm glad you're here because there's a lot going on in pop culture
Okay.
that I want to get into it. Now, everybody is talking about Chris Rock's live Netflix special. I talked about it on my show.
Yes.
What did you think?
I was proud of him. He did what he needed to do. You don't have to agree with the jokes. Take the journey. I don't want people judging this dude because you can't judge him because you didn't get slapped.
Exactly.
He did. So he's going to speak in his voice. You know, and there are things that, you know, when you get to a certain level in comedy,
That's right.
you have to decide what you're going to say and what you're not going to say. And what Netflix really did was they live streamed a nightclub set.
Yeah.
That's why that language is what that language is.
Yeah, because that's what we do in the nightclubs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's why I say, Cheryl may be saved, but you go see in the nightclub.
That's right. That's right. Listen, I know the Lord, but the Lord need that tithe money. Come on now. Come on now. In the name of Jesus, let us all prosper. Let us all prosper.
Now,
Let us all prosper. And I asked Jesus, Jesus, please don't look at me cussing and drinking this vodka, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Wait a minute, I got a question. What part of the couch was Michael B. Jordan booty on? And Jonathan Major. Where was
They
they? Where was they?
we ain't even talking about Jonathan Majors.
I know. What?
We gotta talk about.
Oh, what y'all talking about?
We gotta talk about not Jonathan and Michael, but our friend George Lopez.
Okay, listen.
Okay, because George Lopez was here recently. We talked about you. Do you remember? You remember when I tried to set you up with George Lopez?
Okay, you didn't just try. George Lopez, I've had a crush on George Lopez for almost 30 years.
30 years.
I used to sit in the back of the comedy clubs and watch him perform.
Yeah.
And I would talk to him, you know, and this is what you put in the universe. So we go to lunch together.
Oh, yeah?
You don't know this. We go to lunch together.
I didn't know.
Very suave.
Oh, well?
Dresses very well.
Oh, well?
Smells delicious.
I didn't know.
He is a man who wears cologne. Also, I worked on the board of his Lopez Foundation.
Yes.
So we were working together doing charitable work. But we go to lunch. I thought I invited him to lunch.
Yes.
So I was going to pay for the lunch because I'm that kind of woman. I feel like if I invite a man to lunch, I'm going to pay
Yes,
for it.
yes.
Because I thought I invited him.
did.
I turned to my purse to get my credit card, and the waiter says, "The gentleman has taken care of the bill."
Ah, you better stop, George Lopez. Well, hell, if that's the case, George, you want to go to lunch? Now look at this. I
Yes.
love this. I love it. Okay, so do you understand this Pete Davidson hype? Because I was talking about Ice Spice, and they were rumored to be together. But you know, he has been with so many women in Hollywood. Like, you
I
know,
get it.
You get it.
Yeah.
Why?
Pete Davidson over there blowing that back out. I know what Pete Davidson doing. He young. He young.
He young.
He young. See, I'm not doing all that young.
I can't do
I'm
young.
at 5:30. I'm going to bed. 5:30. What time did the news come on? I'm not doing all that.
But they call him Sweet Meat Pete.
You listen to me. And I like sweet meat now. Listen to me. But I'm not doing that. I'm of an age where, no, we can't do all that. You need to bring another girl with you. I'm not doing that.
Now, here's a good one, girl.
Yes.
There's reports that Tom Brady wants to try stand-up comedy.
Yes.
Now I'm going, I don't know about that. What you think?
Well, I heard what he really wants to do is a roast.
He wants to do a roast.
When you're talking about the king of roast, that's Jeff Ross. But I would coach Tom Brady. He needs a coach, and he understands coaching.
Okay.
I will coach him to be ready to get up on that stage because, you know, he the GOAT, we the GOAT. Let's coach him so he can know what he's doing and not embarrass
But
himself.
somehow I feel like, but you know now, Cheryl, Tom Brady is single.
You better know it. You better know it. And I have dated through conferences all over the NFL. And I think Tom Brady needs a black wife.
I don't know if he want to get married again, but a companion sure sounds nice.
Well, he got the family. It'll be the Brady Bunch.
All right, then.
We the Black Brady Bunch.
Okay, so here's another one.
Okay, what is it?
Cher is working on new music. You know, she got this new, with her boyfriend, Alexander A.E. Edwards. Now, I don't know if it's a good idea to mix business and pleasure.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't sleep with who I pay.
Yeah.
That means I'm working twice. So if I,
That's true. That's true.
So I pay you, and we sleeping together, so I'm on duty twice. But do you know, we as female comics,
Yes.
they would say, so you want to go on the road with me, you got to do thus and so.
Yeah, they sure did.
And I would tell male comics, when they would say that to me, then why am I working on the road if I'm supposed to be your lady?
That's right.
You better get out there and get more money so I can be at the crib making these sandwiches and iron these jeans. Because I'm not sleeping with nobody to get work.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
Because you got to keep moving on up like the Jeffersons. You can't stay with the dude. You start at the loading dock, and then you got to go to the C-suite. So I got to keep working my way through the company if I'm really trying to do something. I'm not doing that. And I'm not that good at it. I'm not that good at it. I got one, maybe a half of a good move. I'm old now. My legs and hips don't work the way they used to. I'm not doing all of that. So I'm not doing that. And I feel like as a woman, I want to be courted. I want to be respected.
That's right.
I'm not laying down for money. You're going to respect me.
You're going to respect me.
Maybe that's why I'm by myself.
Well, that's why we by ourselves, because we worked hard.
And put some respect on my name. You're going to respect me.
Period. Sheryl Underwood.
Yes.
Girl, you know how much I love you, and I want to say thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Watch The Talk weekdays on CBS. This girl prayed me into the seat right here. Sheryl Underwood.
That's right.
Up next, author Justin Brooks. Keep it here. Sheryl Underwood, y'all. My next guest made it his mission to right the wrongs of the legal system. In his new book, You Might Go to Prison Even Though You're Innocent, he details how he helped free people who were wrongfully convicted. Please welcome Justin Brooks. It's gonna be good.
So good to see you.
Have a seat. It's so good to see you. It's so nice to see you, Justin.
So great to see you.
I'm glad you're here. Now, you are a criminal defense attorney, and you've made a career helping free wrongfully convicted people.
Yep.
Why did you decide to do this?
So 27 years ago, I'm sorry, my voice is a little rough
okay.
today. A lot of New York air. I started representing a woman on death row in Chicago, and later learned that she was factually innocent.
Yeah.
And it was so shocking to me. She had never had a trial. Her lawyer pled her out, and she was sentenced to be executed. And that case just changed my whole life and made me want to devote the rest of my life to freeing innocent people from prison.
Now, we first met, I had known about the California Innocence Project a little bit, but we first met when your case was made into a movie. Brian Banks was a high school football player. He was wrongfully convicted of rape, and I played Brian's mother. So I still get emotional.
This woman can act.
Oh, I did it.
She can act.
Thank you so much. I still get emotional at that scene, and Greg Kinnear played you in the movie. But what were the circumstances that led to Brian's arrest?
So Brian was one of the best high school football players in the country. He was on his way to USC on a full scholarship, and everyone said he was going to the pros. And then one day, a classmate accused him of rape. And it was a false accusation, and years later, she came forward and said that it never happened.
And meanwhile, he pled no contest, and he served, was it 6 years?
Spent 6 years in prison, another 5 years on parole as a convicted sex offender with an ankle monitor, couldn't play football. All his dreams went away for a long time.
You know, and he pled no contest on the advice of his lawyer. How effective is it to plead no contest?
Thank you for asking that question, because a lot of people think pleading no contest is significantly different than pleading guilty, and it's not. The ramifications are the same. The only difference is in a separate civil suit, you didn't admit to doing it. But in terms of going to sentencing, just like my client who got the death penalty on a plea bargain, Brian got 6 years in prison on his plea.
Oh, man. You know, the thought of going to prison for a crime that you didn't even commit, that's frightening, first of all. And you say that it happens more often than you think.
Yeah, people don't want to believe it happens because then you got to believe it might happen to you.
Yeah.
And the reality is it might happen to you. You know, no one knows exactly how many innocent people are in prison, but we've now documented more than 3,000 cases of wrongful conviction in the United States. And those are the lucky ones, because those are the ones where we had evidence that could prove their innocence later on. And we've walked 4% of the people sentenced to death in the United States off death row after finding they're innocent.
Wow. You know, you personally and the Innocence Project, you have helped free over 30 wrongfully convicted. So how many, do you have even a guesstimate of how many innocent people are in prison?
Well, if you think about it, if 4% of the people we sentence to death, which are the most serious cases, get the most media attention, get the most lawyers, the most scrutiny, you know, how many in simple drug cases that are so difficult? I have never reversed a drug conviction after you've been convicted, because it's almost impossible to prove innocence later on if the jury didn't believe you at the time of trial.
Wow. Now, in these cases, how prevalent is race in these cases?
Yeah. I mean, people who believe the criminal justice system isn't racist must also believe that society isn't racist.
Right.
Because it's just a microcosm of society.
Yeah.
You know, it's people coming into a building every day and making decisions, and they bring their own biases with them, their own prejudices with them. So absolutely, race is a major issue, and all the statistics pan that out. More people of color go to prison, and you're more likely to go to prison if your victim is white in a violent crime. Race seriously implicates our criminal legal system.
Justin, I am so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you wrote this book to help folks. I want to say thank you so much for being here. And Justin's book, You Might Go to Prison Even Though You're Innocent, is out April 4th in studio audience. You are all taking home a copy. We'll be right back. Unfiltered. So I'm here with Yvonne from New York. And Yvonne, let me tell you something. She's 77 years old. She's retired, and she was a first responder. Thank you so much, Yvonne. So Yvonne, I am going to show you some clues, and you have to guess who the celebrity is. Okay. All right, here's your clues. This British bombshell first became a household name in 2008. That's who you're looking at right there. She used to chase payments before she started chasing Grammys. Now, her gorgeous green eyes will leave you rolling in the deep. Who do you think that is? You want to ask the audience?
Adele.
Adele, is that it? Yes! Thank you so much. And you're going back there. Come on now. And next is Kat from New York. Let's see our next filtered celebrity. Okay, here's some clues. Oh my gosh. This comedian may have short stature, but he has big blockbuster hits. His $1 million smile can light up any room. He's a grown little man who's best friends with The Rock.
I went blank.
You went blank? Who y'all think it is? Who you say?
I didn't hear them.
You didn't hear? Is it Kevin Hart, maybe?
It's Kevin Hart.
Is it right? All right, there you go, girl. Hello, Miss AKA. Next is Kia from Washington, D.C. Let's see our next filtered celebrity. All right, here's some clues. Oh, her signature green roots help her stand out in the crowd. She's a self-proclaimed bad guy. Critics call her music depressing, but she's happier than ever. Can you guess? Help her out, y'all.
Billie Eilish.
Oh, wow. Is it Billie? You got it, girl. Billie Eilish. Come on. Miss Zeta Phi Beta. All right, well, wow. Next, Ingrid is from Chanel. Who is it? What's your name, girl?
My name is Chanel. I'm from New Jersey.
Is from New Jersey. So let's see our next filtered celebrity. Here's some clues. All right, this actor's been collecting bodies on the Hollywood scene. He's the king of Staten Island and has over 70 tattoos. And I call him by his nickname, Sweet Meat Pete. Pete the Meat. Pete the Sweet Meat. Pete the... Pete
Davidson?
Girl, what? Yes.
Yes,
Pete
I got
Davidson. You guys, thank you all for playing. You're all getting a $100 gift card to Black Tap Restaurant. We'll be right back. It was another It's time for one last laugh. So today's laugh comes from a funny question that was posted on Instagram. It said, your vagina is now named after the title of the last TV show you watched. What is it? Now, here are some of the responses. At Everything Bagel 17 wrote, Entertainment Tonight. At Popcorn Princess 322 wrote, Naked and Afraid. And y'all, even Snooki got in on it and wrote, The Walking Dead. So, of course, you know I had to play, too. Here's my answer, Survivor. Thanks for the laugh. We'll be right back. Hoping something on today's show put a smile on your face. Now, tomorrow, legendary supermodel Emmy will be here. Until then, be intentional about having a good time. Bye.
Nice.